Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, a game where you set out to find your missing adopted daughter, but somehow end up playing Gwent for 200 plus hours instead. Let's be honest, priorities matter. White Orchard. Meet Geralt of Rivia, monster slayer, reluctant philosopher, and professional bathtub model. He wakes up from yet another cryptic dream about the elegantly arrogant Yennefer and sets off to find her. He takes Witcher Grandpa Vesemir with him, his old mentor, and the closest thing he has to a father figure. They travel to White Orchard where Geralt fights a griffin, gets insulted by random peasants, and most importantly, retrieves a frying pan for an old lady. Because, obviously, this is the real questline. Oh, and just when things seem normal, he also meets Gaunter O'Dim, a suspiciously well-mannered merchant with an unsettling presence. But surely this guy won't be important later, right? After finishing his chores and engaging in absolutely zero distractions, Geralt finally reunites with Yennefer, who drags him off to see deadbeat dictator Emperor Emir. Turns out Ciri, Geralt's stubborn teleporting witcher daughter, is missing. And it's up to him to find her before the Wild Hunt does. Also, there's a massive war going on, but that's totally unimportant. Velen. Geralt's first real lead takes him to Velen, also known as the Swamp of Depression. The locals, miserable. The landscape, ruined. The ruler, an alcoholic warlord named the Bloody Baron, whose idea of good parenting involves scarring his child for life, then acting shocked when things go south. Geralt's search for Ciri turns into a dark family drama, complete with a monster fetus. Depending on player choices, the drunken disaster of Vai Baron either finds redemption or ends up swinging from a rope. Talk about actions and consequences. Meanwhile, deep in the swamps, Geralt meets the cannibal grandmas, the crones, ancient child-eating witches who look like someone stitched together a nightmare. They whisper cryptic threats, collect human ears, are the last people you'd want to owe a favor to, and are generally the worst cooks imaginable. Somewhere in this mess, Geralt also encounters flirty Kira Metz, a sorceress who's way too smart for this backwater swamp. She gives him some crucial info about Ciri, accidentally sends him into a plague-infested lab, and, depending on Geralt's choices, either leaves for Kaer Morhen or gets herself executed by crazy Radovid's witch hunters. And finally, we hear the name Avalach, Ciri's cryptic elven babysitter whose hobbies include being incredibly vague and taking part in the best cheekbones competitions. All the while, Ciri is still missing. Novigrad. Next up, Novigrad, a city full of powerful criminals, corrupt rulers, and people who really love setting things on fire. Here, Geralt reunites with his best bro, the Bard Dandelion, whose latest brilliant idea has landed him in major trouble. To find Ciri, Geralt infiltrates the criminal underworld, crosses paths with the scheming cripple Dijkstra, and even gets involved in the fate of Temeria. Meanwhile, psychopathic King Radovid is out here playing medieval chess with people's lives, and the vengeful sorceress Philippa Eilhart is making sure he regrets every decision he's ever made. But it's not all crime lords and conspiracies. Geralt also reconnects with yet another sorceress, the manipulative sweetheart Triss Merigold, who's leading an underground mage resistance. In one of the game's very emotional storylines, Geralt helps smuggle Novigrad's mages to safety before they get burnt at the stake. Oh, and let's be real, most players spend their time in Novigrad doing one thing: playing Gwent. Sure, your daughter is missing, but did you see that rare card in the tournament? As I've said before, priorities. Skellige. After finishing Novigrad's nonsense, Geralt sets sail to Skellige, aka the land of too many boats and massive beards. Here the Ancrate family is caught in a power struggle, and Geralt gets dragged into yet another royal succession drama. He also teams up with Hjalmar to hunt an ice giant and discovers Ciri's trail once more. Meanwhile, Yennefer is up to something involving necromancy, which definitely won't end well. Does Geralt even have a choice here? Nope, go against Yen and you've just made her really mad. Go along with it and you've just made the locals really mad. Oh, and let's not forget the memorable map, because Skellige is drowning in question marks. Some say if you stare too long at it, you'll get permanent visual diarrhea. Back to Velen. After hitting another dead end, Geralt heads back to Velen to pick up Uma, the ugliest riddle in existence. Uma is the key to everything, so Geralt drags him back to Kaer Morhen, where the Witcher crew and the superiority complex Queen Yennefer perform magic science, and surprise! Uma is actually Avalach, the elven sage who knows everything, but refuses to explain anything. And now that we have Ciri's location, back to Skellige we go. Using Avalach's clues, Geralt reaches the Isle of Mists, where he finally finds Ciri. In spite of the first impression, she's alive, she's powerful, and she's really tired of running. The reunion is emotional, but there's no time to celebrate. The Wild Hunt is closing in fast, and the only safe place left is Kaer Morhen. So naturally, we bring the Riders of the Apocalypse straight to its doorstep. Kaer Morhen. The second time. It's time for the ultimate Home Alone sequence. Geralt, Vesemir and the Witcher crew prepare Kaer Morhen for an all-out attack by the Wild Hunt. The battle is brutal, people die, and we say a tragic goodbye to the best Witcher grandpa. Rip Vesemir. You definitely deserved better. Fueled by rage and sadness, Ciri decides it's time to end this. The final confrontation. After a short detour to Novigrad for nothing really that important if we don't count the magical space travel to Tirnalia with Avalach, the grand finale takes us back to Skellige. There, Geralt and Ciri finally confront Eredin, the discount Sauron of the Wild Hunt. After an epic battle, Eredin is gone, but the real danger is just beginning. The White Frost apocalypse is coming, and only Ciri can stop it. Depending on your choices, Ciri's fate changes. She might take the Nilfgaardian throne, follow in Geralt's footsteps, or... well, yeah, let's not talk about that scenario here. And then after dozens of hours of monster contracts, questionable decisions, and hoarding way too many swords, the story reaches its bittersweet conclusion. Or does it? Because there's still 2 massive DLCs waiting. But that is a story for another video.